If you've ever found an old family photo that's torn, faded, or even stuck together, your instinct is probably to fix it straight away. But what you do in those first few minutes can make the difference between saving it or damaging it permanently. And stay with me until the end, because I'll share the one mistake I see all the time that can ruin photos instantly. What to do when you first find a damaged photo. Step 1, don't panic. The first thing to do is don't panic. When you find a damaged photo, especially an old family one, it can feel really upsetting, and your instinct is to jump in and try and fix it straight away. But take a breath first. Most damaged photos look worse than they actually are. The biggest risk at this stage isn't the original damage, it's what happens next. Pulling, wiping, peeling, flattening, taping, or trying to clean the photo too quickly can easily cause extra damage. Step 2, assess the damage. Before you do anything, it's really important to understand what you're actually dealing with. Take a moment to pause and assess the damage. You might be looking at a torn photo, faded or discoloration, water damage, photos that are stuck together, or scratch and surface marks. For example, water damage and mold can get worse very quickly if they're not handled properly, and photos that are stuck together can tear permanently if you're trying to separate them too soon. Step 3, stabilise the photo. So once you've taken a moment to assess the damage, what should you actually do? Keep it simple. The goal at this stage is not to fix the problem, it's to stabilise it and prevent any further damage. Start by handling the photo as little as possible. Make sure your hands are clean and dry, and use gloves if you have them. Avoid bending, peeling, or trying to separate anything that's stuck. Even if it looks like it might come apart, it's very easy to cause permanent damage by forcing it. Keep the photo in a stable, dry environment, away from heat, moisture, or direct sunlight. If the photo is already loose, you can gently remove it or place it somewhere safe. But again, don't force anything. If you have them, place your photos in a protective sleeve or between acid-free paper is a great way to keep it safe while you decide what to do next. Now, if the photo is wet, that's slightly different. You want to let it air dry naturally. No heaters, no hairdryers. Lay it flat or hang it gently so it can dry without sticking or warping. And avoid stacking wet photos on top of each other. That's when they tend to stick together. What not to do? Because most of the damage I see isn't actually from time, it's from well-meaning attempts to fix things. So before you do anything else, here's what not to do. Don't try to pull apart photos if they're stuck together. Even if they look like they might separate, it's very easy to tear the image permanently. Don't use glue or tape to fix tears. That can cause staining and make proper restoration much more difficult later. Don't wipe or scrub the surface. Even light pressure can damage the image layer, especially on older prints. And definitely don't use any household cleaners or chemicals. Even water can cause more harm than good if not used properly. Light dusting is usually fine, but anything more than that risks permanent damage. Most permanent damage happens when people try to fix things too quickly without realizing how fragile these photos actually are. And if you're watching this and thinking, but what about the thousands of digital photos sitting on my phone or computer, you are definitely not alone. Most people don't struggle because they don't care about their photos. They struggle because no one's ever shown them a clear way to actually get all their digital photos sorted. That's exactly what I help with inside my Photo Mess Success courses. They guide you step by step through organising your digital photos properly, reducing the overwhelm and setting up a system that's actually easy to use long term. So once you've also protected and digitised your physical photos, you've got a really clear next step. If you want more information, just head on over to photomesssuccess.co.uk. Right, back to what to do with those damaged printed photos. Step 4, digitise it. Now, this is the most important step, and this is where I see people go wrong all the time. Before you attempt any kind of repair, digitize it. Scan it if you can, or photograph it carefully if scanning feels risky. Even if it's damaged, even if it doesn't look perfect, capture it exactly as it is. Because once you've got a digital version, you've created a safety net. You've preserved what's there in case the original deteriorates further. And you've given yourself something you can safely work on and improve without risking the original photo. And just as importantly, once it's digitized, you don't need to keep handling the physical photo, which immediately reduces the risk of causing any further damage. Step 5. Restore the copy. Now you've got the digital copy, this is where things get much easier and much safer. Instead of trying to fix the original photo, you can work on the digital version. For simple fixes, you can start with basic adjustments like brightness, contrast, or cropping to improve how the image looks. If the damage is more noticeable, there are tools like Photoshop or AI restoration software that can repair scratches, improve fading, and even rebuild parts of the image. And for really valuable, fragile, or heavily damaged photos, it's worth considering professional restoration. They have specialist tools and techniques that go far beyond what you can do at home. The key thing to remember is this: you're working on a copy. Digital restoration allows you to fix scratches, fading, and even tears without putting the original at risk. So the original photo stays exactly as it is, safely preserved, while you improve the version you actually use and share. Step 6. Protect it for the future. Once you've dealt with one damaged photo, it's worth thinking about the rest of your collection, because prevention makes a huge difference. Store your photos somewhere cool, dry, and dark. Avoid places like attics and basements where temperature and moisture can fluctuate. Think of it that your photos like to live where you live. If you can, use acid-free boxes or sleeves to give them a bit more protection. And most importantly, digitize the important ones, because once you've got a digital copy, you've got a backup. You are not relying on just one fragile original. Bonus tip. So here's that mistake I mentioned at the start, and I see this all the time. People try to fix the photo first and only think about scanning afterwards. And that's where things go wrong instantly. Because if something tears, smudges, or gets worse while you're handling it, there's no way to go back. So the simple rule is this: always scan or photograph the image before you attempt any kind of physical repair. And if you're ever unsure, do less, not more. With something like this, careful always beats clever. And if you want to continue your photo organizing journey, then check out this little video next, where I'll show you how to digitize your old photos properly. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more photo organizing tips. Have fun rediscovering your memories. I'll see you in my next video.